Welcome to episode 135 of the Still Drippin' Happy Hour. This is your host, Mason. On the move tonight, we got Hayes Holla.
You know what it is.
Wow, episode 135. We've got a lot of pumps on a Reebok, or a couple of Reeboks. We've got Air Jordan 38 lows. We've got a ton of, actually, sneaker news this week.
Go back to this picture. Go back to this picture.
Go back to the picture. We got...
All right, wait a second. Look at this, guys. This is, I don't mean this as shameless self-promotion, but Mason is missed his calling. He puts this crap together in minutes, seconds. I don't know how he has time to do all this. It ends up looking really dope. So I'll give him a plug. 2 weeks ago, do you have the Coop Clean logo? You have it?
No, it's on my work computer, I believe.
2 weeks ago, we talked a little bit about this dude at work who I work with, who started a shoe cleaning business. He's calling it Coop Clean. I didn't know any of this, so apparently
I didn't know this either, by the way.
Polar bears are notoriously clean animals. And so his idea, I sent him one logo that Mason, I just randomly asked Mason, I was like, hey, I want to surprise this guy. He would love to come on the podcast, by the way. He loves sneakers. We need to have him on. Yeah. Anyway, he said, I would love to do something with a polar bear, and I love the old Icy logo. And so Mason, in, I don't know, an hour, sent me this. I might have it on my phone here.
I got it. Here it is. I don't know if, let me pull up my screen.
Mason sends this back, and the dude was like, oh, that is so sick. I can't believe it. But look at what this dude does. Like, he's totally missed his calling. Even today, this is what I meant is, like, I don't mean this as shameless self-promotion, but most of y'all know I DJ and I do music production, and I'm really trying to take it more seriously. And so I've started putting a bunch of beats on YouTube because that's what you're supposed to do. And I just thought of this idea. You guys probably know, if you remember if you were born around my time, there's like these infomercials that would come on. I don't remember what channel, but it was like The More You Know, and it was like a little jingle. Do you remember that?
No.
Okay.
I have no idea.
So anyway, it's really old, but it makes sense if you are my age. And so I had this idea to put, instead of The More You Know, it would be my producer tag, which it says, let's get this money, is what it says. Dan.
Ooh.
And so it said, I would want it to say, instead of The More You Know, it said, let's get this money. And but he immediately is like, yeah, I'll try to whip it up. And man, Landon, you're just a genius with this crap.
My name's not Landon, but you do
that all
Mason,
the time. You're a genius with this crap.
I think Landon can do some stuff as well. He knows the more technical stuff than I do.
Okay.
Sorry, Dan, I muted you because you got a lot of background noise and you're cutting in and out.
Here, Dan has actually just told us that he is en route from the. No, don't say it.
I don't know what you're about to say. I thought you were joking. No, you can go.
I'm not joking. Because Dan can't talk because it's so loud where he is. He's in a car on the way from the Memphis airport to his house because he just got back from the Grand Canyon. What a guy to show up on the podcast.
I know. He walked the entire Grand Canyon in one day, I think.
Yeah. We
could be making all this up, but I think he can confirm. Maybe when he gets home or gets better service.
Yeah.
Anyways, Hayes, you told me before the podcast, I said, are those sirens going off in your area? And he said,
hear him
yes.
Again? Do you hear him again?
Again. I hear him going now. That's what made me think of it. And you said, let me tell you that I know why those are going off. Let's save it for the podcast. So I'm dying to know why these sirens are going off at your house.
So first of all, if you live in the 37013 area code, you would know this isn't exactly Beverly Hills.
This is more common than it is not.
Yeah. Regular gunshots of all kinds. And it doesn't even faze me, nor has it ever fazed me. But I don't know. right before we got on the podcast, I heard a gunshot, and then I heard screeching tires and an obvious crunching like a car wreck. And it's right over my right shoulder, somewhere back there.
Oh my god!
So that's the sirens. I was just waiting for the sirens. But it was boom, and then like it's Antioch.
All right. Wow.
Dan's from here. He knows.
That's true.
There was one night that I heard gunshots, and in my entire growing up, and my parents were terrified. We almost moved the next day, but
just one time.
One time I've ever heard gunshots in my parents' house.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
I mean, I'm not exaggerating where it's multiple times a week. Yeah. My kids, before I didn't know what weed smelled like until I was probably 16 or 17. My kids knew what weed smelled like when they were 7 or 8. And they know gunshots. Like they know gunshots and they can identify marijuana.
Speaking of marijuana, I got to tell the story and then I got to dookie off. But I went to a Cheesecake Factory the other night to pick up some cheesecake for my sister-in-law for her going away party. And me and Abigail went to go pick it up at Wolf Chase. Shout out Antioch 2.0. And we walk out and there's a guy smoking a cigarette. And Abigail looks at me. She, obviously no idea what smoking is. This is my 3-year-old daughter. She looks at me. She goes, "Daddy, something is burning." I said, "You're right, Abby. You are right. Something's burning."
Something's burning. That's a good one.
All right, I'm peacing out.
All right, thanks for the quick Dan.
Thanks for joining, Dan.
Bye.
Was Dan here last week?
Yes. Yeah.
It was just me that was out.
Yeah, that's right.
It sucks. Guys, listen. If you have kids, you're going to understand what I mean. My family has had hand, foot, and mouth. So is Landon's family, if I'm not mistaken. And when you got little kids, it's horrible. It's like these blisters. I didn't know what this crap was until I was a parent.
Yeah.
It's like these blisters that get all over the back of your throat. Then for whatever reason, it always moves to hands and feet, and like you peel your skin like a snake. It's super painful. It's miserable when you got little kids and they're just hurting all the time. Yeah. So that was my week last week, and Landon's probably at some extent as well.
That is not fun. Sucks. Yeah, Elliot has only gotten it one time, and no lie, I went, took Elliot to school, dropped him off, came back. It was the first time Haley was going out of town since we had Elliot. He was 7 months old, maybe a little older than that. Well, he would have been probably, somewhere in there, nine months old. So drop her off, or her mom comes and gets her right after I drop him off, takes her to the airport. She boards the flight, or maybe right before she's boarding the flight, get a call from daycare. Hey, they said your wife was going to be out of town, so we were to call you. We think Elliot has a hand, foot, mouth. It was like instantly, right as she goes out of town. I was like, oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. He did not sleep, maybe 2 hours that first night. Oh my gosh.
Like you feel like he's going to die. It's like 105 fever.
We were doing cornstarch baths. He didn't even have it terrible, but he just wouldn't sleep. And we were just dying.
That's been my world for 2 weeks, and so that's where I was last week.
Man, that's rough.
All good.
Well, we got a lot of news this week. We'll start out with the first one, and I'll let you decide if it's news. Don't think it is. Spoiler alert. But let's.
What's inside the box?
That's my shoe in the box.
All right, here we go. Hayes, you tell me if this is news or not.
It's not anymore. I will tell you,
Panda does.
Hey, this could be. Shocker. This could be. Dude, wait a second. While I'm thinking about it, do you have anything about the red 550s?
No, they're popping off.
Make a
though.
note. Let's come back to that.
Okay.
But fun fact, this could be non-sneakers moment. Today, actually, I'm in a meeting, and a person walks up. They have on pandas. I was like, "Oh, dude, it's a dude. Pandas in the wild." And he goes, "Oh, I knew you'd say something about these. I thought you might make fun of me." And I was like, "No, man, I'm not making fun of you." And he's not. He might have 2 pair of shoes, but he's just gotten heavy into it. And he said, "Yeah, I was at the Nike store. They said they just restocked these, and they're probably going to be sold out by the end of the day. And my daughter really wanted a pair, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get some too." So he bought a pair of pandas with his daughter.
I like that. Hey,
Yeah, that's pretty
a good
cool,
dad
right?
move. Good dad move.
It's a good dad move. We are very pro dad, so I'm not going to hate
We are
on him.
pro dad. Actually,
It's better than On Clouds.
I don't know how how this podcast would be because we'd be vastly outnumbered even if we had a full squad. But I think I mentioned in our story we had some good traffic on our stories recently.
We did?
Yeah, Wash Dads. Have you seen that one? Washed.
Yes.
That
I
account.
know that because you.
Yeah. So I posted one of their sweatshirts that I was wearing, tagged them in it, and they reposted it on their account. But it'd be cool to have them on. There's 6 of them that started that company though. So
we should.
maybe
we can. They can be a sponsor of our podcast.
Oh, that would be awesome. And then
'Cause
also
we're washed. I'm the washedest of all of us.
Yeah. Sean Collard, which is another.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
I think it's Scott, isn't it?
No,
Scott
this
Collard?
is no. You're thinking of Scott Pollard, the NBA
Yes, that's what
player.
I'm thinking.
Yeah,
You know who's on Instagram a lot and he posts sneakers?
yeah. I think it's Sean. Hold on, let me look. S Collard 23. Sean Collard. He is like, what he's runs OG support group and the sneaker podcast. He's part of the sneaker podcast, but he's a big twos guy. So last week my illegal sneakers Friday was a pair of twos.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep. And I tagged him and he reposted it. So huge, like he has probably every pair of twos. Virgil sent him the off-white twos before he passed. Yeah.
How does he have that connection?
He didn't. Like he's just like very personable on social media and everybody knows he's like the twos guy. I think so the way that he got in, I guess, familiar with Virgil, not familiar, but like Virgil knew him, was he posted a bunch of this stuff. Like he posts twos all the time. And one point, I was listening to the podcast pretty regularly at this point, and at one point, one of his posts, Virgil just opened up like a AMA or started responding to everybody's comments on his post. So his post just blew up, went viral, and he, and so I guess him and Virgil started talking, and like I guess he reached out and said thank you. That like I don't know why he chose my post to do that, but that was awesome. And
Dude,
and then Virgil started like sending him occasionally some stuff. So yeah, really cool.
Hey, nice people do win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I 100% agree. So a couple more than sneakers moments.
Wouldn't you rather be known as like the 3 guy though? I mean, but it makes sense. Like, how many 2 fans are there, right?
Right. Is that there's not a 3 guy, right? Everybody likes threes.
That's like being the 14 guy. I'm a big 14 guy, right?
Right. Yeah. Or like I don't feel like we have some that we'll talk about in a minute that are coming out later, maybe next week.
But
an 8 guy. There's not many. Just my favorite is 8s. There's not many of those out there.
Since we're talking about 2s and they don't get a lot of love and we don't talk about it much, have you seen? There's a 2. It's not a reimagined, but it's something like that where they put an air bubble on it. Have you seen that? It's coming out?
Yeah, they're calling it like the 2-3. It's a
Is that
2
what
and
it's
a 3
called?
mixed.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that what it is? I didn't know. I just saw the air
Yeah.
bubble. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a 2 upper, I think, with a 3 lower. There could
Okay.
be some 3 stuff mixed in somewhere else.
Well, then that's going to be stupid. Never mind. I
It
just noticed the air
actually,
bubble.
of the whatever type of Jordans you want to call those aren't bad.
What do
Those
you
are not
call
bad.
those? What? I don't know if they even
I
have
wanted to
like a
say
sneaker.
Fusion, but it's not a Fusion. Fusion is what they did with like the Air Force One bottoms. You remember when they did that?
Yeah. Would that be Jordish? Is that what we would call it?
Jordish.
Jordish.
I think there's a name for them.
I think that's what's going to be the name now.
Jordish.
Very
Some
Jordish.
Jordishes. I was talking to somebody the other day, and he was telling me about. It's been a while, actually. The guy at work. He's from the Miami area, and he was talking about the Spizikes. This pair of maybe all black or black with green Spizikes that just went nuts in Miami, like when they came out. I didn't remember this. I looked them up, and I think they are pretty expensive. But
Wow.
I'll have to
Um,
remember what those were. But
I think I saw this week that they're putting out a Spizike low. Did you see that?
yes, thought I had it on my. I don't have it. Yeah, I did see the Spizike low. That was one of the worst pairs
It
of
was horrible.
Jordishes that I've ever seen.
So fun fact is, and I'm gonna have to check myself here because I think I'm correct, but there is a rapper that I've always liked. His name is Big Crit. If you follow that world,
Oh yeah,
and I think he's a big Spizike guy, or was at one point. He might not be
Okay.
anymore, but like that was his thing for a minute. Was he liked Spizike?
we
or
need
wore a
one.
lot of
We
Spizike.
need somebody on our podcast that's like something like that. Like if you want to be the Spizike guy, like if you want to be the Sean Collard of Spizikes, like you could definitely do that because it's not a huge lane,
Yeah, not at
very
all.
narrow lane.
Maybe we could. I'll try to reach out to Big Crit.
Okay, that'd be
I
an
mean, that
interesting
would
pod.
be. I'd
That'd be awesome.
Shocked.
Hey, well, you got to follow up with that one guy.
I totally dropped the ball.
Yeah, you got to follow up.
I
with
dropped
that
it.
guy.
I will follow up. With
I'll
that
follow
guy
up with
saying that.
a few people too. But
Okay.
anyways, enough code talk. Let's get into more sneakers news. We've jumped in, we've jumped out. Since we talked about the 8s, let's go ahead and put these up. These are playoff 8s. Is that right?
Yep.
Coming out later, maybe in October, I think. So pretty cool. You had a pair of these, correct?
No, I had the grape, and then I had
the aqua.
I had the
which
aqua,
is, yeah,
and then I had the white
the
model.
white
of this.
ones. Yes.
And man, I love this. Is similar to, I guess now how I feel about the 11s probably is that I absolutely love this shoe. I love it. Can't wear it. It just doesn't look good on me. It's the straps. I'm generally try to avoid an all black shoe, and these look terrible on foot.
I regret. Well, okay, my favorite 8 is by far the aqua 8s. I do regret for the sneaker clock not getting those from you, not buying those when you were selling them. But if I was gonna wear some, I probably would have tried to wear those white ones that you had.
The white ones were so sick. I got those for a steal before the sneaker boom.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was for a birthday. I got like $200, and I got those, and I feel like it was the infrared 5s for like $200, $250 or something like that. It was a great deal.
Yeah, that's.
But I ended
awesome.
up flipping. I sold them both.
Yeah, it feels like these any black 8s, and this is weird to say, but it feels like they would look better with shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Just purely because they actually look like a basketball shoe.
Yes. This is very much a basketball shoe. But I love this era of shoe. Like,
oh, yeah.
The Air Raid era, the 90s, 93, 94 era of basketball shoe. This is a great era. This is an awesome shoe.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a beauty to look at. It's a fun font for the 23 on the straps. I love looking at these. I think they're so cool. I think this is a truly like a piece of history. It's not like
Yeah.
a Jordan 1 is, but Jordan 1s are so overplayed right now, or they're kind of coming back, I think, but they're dumbing down the production. But yeah,
Also,
so
these are suede, and just generally, as a statement now, I don't rock a lot of suede. They get damaged really easily, and they get a little scuff on them, and it ruins them. And
mhm.
like I'm a tumble leather kind of guy, and those look better when you get some age on them. These do not look good unless they're just crispy,
Oh
and
yeah,
that's a factor.
for sure. All right, we've seen. There's been a lot of news about this release, not that release. This release, born and raised, Nike SB Dunk Low. I saw like a huge line outside of their store. I think they pushed the release date back 2 days, so Thursday is 28th Thursday. I'm not sure. Yes, so Thursday, September 28th. It's got like a almost like a gel swoosh. It's
Yeah,
not.
but
I
speaking
don't
of, this
know.
is suede. It looks like also right.
Yeah, I think so. It's not leather.
So then
Looks
I'm going
more
to
suede.
pass.
I think generally, I just think that this is so coveted by a particular market that you're going to be able to resell
Yeah,
these
you got to.
easily.
It's been a while since I agree that we've had a dunk that is just purely like go for it so you can resell it. This is
Yeah.
probably one of them.
Oh yeah. And they got full creative control on this. I mean, look at like
The
the
Travis
little
Scott
lace.
eyelet looking thing.
Yeah, the little lace holes there. The swoosh is different. They got obviously everybody gets their logo on the back, but it says "Born SB" on it. What I don't remember what the
What's on the
turf
tongue? Like this?
on the turf.
No, like the
Oh,
on the front on the toe box.
on the toe box.
What does that
It's
say?
whatever their
Me?
tagline is. Something on time, I think.
Okay,
I can't
that's
remember.
weird placement on that. Like I don't know.
Yeah, and they got like the stars instead of the holes in the toe.
That's cool.
I mean, they got to do pretty much everything they wanted to. And I don't know why we didn't lead with this next shoe. I'm going to jump around in my slides because I saw this right before we got on the pod, and I don't know why we
This is
haven't.
what I thought you were going to lead with, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah. I think this is it right here. Yep.
Yes, okay, we're on the
What
same
in the
page.
world? Where did this come
And
from?
where did it come from? And we got to have them on the podcast. Like how?
We have to. I almost went there just because this news came out. And so the reason I didn't go there or call them is because I think this is a leak, or I know it's a leak, and I think they want to be able to tell the story. And so
Okay.
I felt like it was kind of disrespectful to be like, "Hey, what is this shoe? Tell us about it." But yeah, I almost drove to Antioch and, and went to Slim and Husky.
we gotta figure out. I wonder who
Oh,
can plug
sorry.
us.
Hold on. For if you're just listening to the podcast, Slim and Huskies, born in Nashville, Tennessee. Pizza Birria is what they're called. Um, they've got cinnamon rolls. They've got great pizza, great beer. They are getting their own Nike Terminator High.
How
Uh,
on earth?
and yeah, I don't know. I know they've done some stuff with Rooted. Maybe they have a connection with Nike somehow. I don't know. But anyways, that's the shoe we're looking at. It's got a blue swoosh, tiger stripes. It seems to be a lot of TSU vibes.
100%.
I don't know if that's what the 1902 is or what that is on the side. I think that's
I wonder if
1902.
that's their fraternity they're in. I bet maybe.
Maybe or 1912 is what it says. And then they've got the swoosh. One shoe says swoosh slim, and then swoosh husky. They've got their logo in the sole, and then they've got a T on the back, which I assume is. I'm not sure actually what that is. Don't have any
We
more
got to
pictures,
get
but-
these guys. Somebody's got to plug Josh Henley or
Oh yeah,
um,
I can reach
Somebody
out
knows these
to
guys, right?
I bet like Brian or Marcus that Trademark TV that we talked about, who we need to get on the pod. They've got to have
Somebody plug us for these.
somebody.
Not
Yeah.
not to get them. I mean, we're not that type, but I mean, you know what? Maybe this is a homer pick, but I'd totally rock the crap out of these because I
I
love
would rock.
some
They're weird.
Huskies.
They're so
I
weird, but
love
I
Slim
would
and
rock
Huskies.
these.
I'm a fan. I'm a customer. They're from here, Hickory Hollow Mall, Antioch. Like that's this zip code I am in right now, and I will support this all day long. Also, if you ever go to a Grizzlies game, Dan, Memphis, Slim and Huskies is in FedEx Forum, and
They're
so
about to open up in the airport too. So if you're traveling to Nashville, you can hit them.
this is a Nashville
yeah.
local favorite. Their pizza is banging, and this is a dope shoe that I would wear if I got the chance to.
Yep. I wonder how. I mean, these are going to be so rare, right? Like, we're not going to be able to touch these. But
you've never owned a pair of Terminators?
No.
Yeah,
have you?
Neither have I.
Yeah.
Were they is this a basketball shoe?
I would assume.
I don't remember.
Just because of the time frame. Probably before the Jordan 1. Not positive.
Yeah, this looks like it was a little.
It looks
after
like a boxing
Air Force
shoe.
1.
Yeah, after Air Force 1, right before the Jordan 1 is what I would say. Yeah. So 84, 83 time frame. I'd be interested to know if they got to choose their model. I don't know. That's really cool. Out of all places, the place that I saw this leaked, and I don't know if they were the first ones, was Sneaker Bar Detroit. I don't know how they know about this place, but yeah.
Hey,
so
let's do this
Huskies,
right now. Let's speak this into existence. Nike, holler at us when we're important.
Yeah,
I'm in the
you
boat.
Can get on the bandwagon early. You can give us whatever. What is there any shoe that you would not want? Any silhouette?
I don't care what they give us. I
don't care
at this point. We'll take it, and
we'll take a Spizike. We'll take a.
We'll take 100% take a Spizike.
Yeah. What else? What's worse than
Pegasus? I'd take a Pegasus.
Oh, Pegasus is way better than the Spizike Low, though.
I would take a.
That Spizike Low would be hard.
Jordan, I would take a Team Jordan Blake Griffin. I would take whatever you gave me. And dang it, we'd make it absolutely
it'd be fire. I would probably just ask for like 6 pair and wear them for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Give them to the homies. Give them to the Drip Army.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on. I mean, we could stay on this one all day. I want to just call them right now. Does anybody have their number? Tweet at us.
Hey, yeah, somebody plug us to talk to some Husky.
Yeah,
whoever I don't know.
Slim or Husky. Yeah,
I'm gonna do some.
Speaking of Antioch, we just joined a small group at church. We're like going through a small group. Also, along those lines, it's the first time in my life that I started at 8 p.m. tonight. I'm doing 24-hour fast. So pray for me.
Good for you.
Because I'm gonna need it. I don't.
Good for you.
Like 8:01 hit, and I was like, oh man, everything looks good right now. I'm not even hungry. So we're trying that as a part of this 10-week course that we're doing. So
respect to you.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Yeah. How was it?
Not as bad as you'd think. I've done much longer. There's definitely been times in my life where I felt like I was under attack, and I fasted for 3 days, like just water, multiple times, probably 3 times. And I was just like,
that's awesome.
No, it's not. I'm not saying that as a good
I know.
thing. I'm just saying sometimes you get to that point where like, what else do you do? And I'm going to misquote it. I'm not going to misquote it. I'm going to miss the verse, but it's man shall not eat on bread alone, but every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. And like I said that to myself 8 billion times in 3 days because I was so hungry. And it makes you remember your focus. And it really does. But I have done that before, and I don't know how. It's not like a magic potion. I'm not meaning it that way, but I can definitely see the fruits of that in hindsight. But it's hard. It ain't easy.
That's never been something that I guess I didn't learn about it when I was younger.
Hmm.
So it's not been something that I've ever like thought of doing. So I'm actually I am excited. I don't know if I'm sure I'll be able to do it. I think it'll be hard for me being the first time. But I
Well,
am excited.
in my experience with being a Christian in 2023 in the Bible Belt, we do the easy things and we don't do a lot of the hard stuff. And
Yeah.
so do the hard stuff. Like that's
Yeah, well, the hard stuff is what
you're doing it.
actually does something, right?
Yeah.
It's easy for a reason because it doesn't really do much. Just to be
Yep.
honest.
So, for example, how many
yeah.
times in my life I've said to somebody, "Yeah, I'll pray about it. I'll pray for you." I didn't do that. Like I just, all right.
I'm actually,
Right?
yeah, I feel like the last 3 years I have made it very, very, if I say I will pray for that, I will immediately when I say it, I'll start praying, and then I will try to set a timer in the future because I am very forgetful, and I won't if I don't do that.
Blow this up. Blow this up real quick. So, as a testimony to that, you guys would never know this, but I bet it's once a month. One of the four of us, Dan, Landon, me, or Mason, something will be going on with our kids, our family, and it will be a pretty serious thing. And I do the exact same thing. I put it on my calendar. I set an alarm. I really learned that from Mason, but it helps me not to forget. I don't want to forget, and I want to do it, and I want it to be important, and I don't want that to just be a hokey thing where it's like, oh, I'll pray for you, like what we're saying, because I've done that before.
Yeah.
So there is a testimony for the podcast. Do that. You do what you say you're going to do. And this is not a sneaker podcast.
Yeah. I actually, I meant to do that before the podcast. But we started this very fast. So after the podcast, we will do that again. But
all right.
All right. Now we can go back to sneakers again. We're in and out of sneakers, which is how it's supposed to be, I think.
That's our brand.
Yeah. All right. Let's get another sneaker in here. Releasing this week, the LeBron 21. It also releases Thursday. The Akoya colorway, which is, I don't know what Akoya means, but it's inspired by a pearl. So I think the price on these is like $200 or more, which probably takes me out of the running for it. I think you're probably out of the running too.
I'm out of the running. I think on the 20, this is the 21. They've got different material going on in the middle, right? It's not just leather. It's some.
I'm not sure what it is.
This is like the suede episode. I feel like there's all this suede stuff.
This one looks more leather than the others, but I don't know if it's suede or what.
How I feel generally about this LeBron is that we went from so many crap models to a really good one with the 20, and this one is better than all the other like the previous 10 or whatever, 9 or 10. So this isn't bad.
Yeah.
I would wear this more. I would not wear this. I'd probably wear it.
I think this one, and
I'm not going to pay that much for it. I'll wait till it's discounted.
Right, 100%. You weren't on the pod last week, but I think all three of us on the pod last week kind of changed our tune on the book, the D book 1.
Really?
Yeah, now we've only seen the orange still. Terrible colorway. I think it's gonna be, and I think this is why the details are pretty cool. I'm interested to see if they change up the materials on the different colorways, but I think it'll be an off-court shoe that we're looking for that you can wear. And so that is somewhat exciting to see if that's going to be Booker's like brand, like wear these on and off the court. going away from that.
Mm.
He is the Kobe guy, but it's kind of going away from that Kobe performance is everything. Booker's got like a vintage nostalgic style. So I wonder if that's going to have a play when he debuts his sneakers. So
There's
I
been
don't know. I'm
people.
excited.
I feel like there's been people or players over the years that have talked about wanting to make a sneaker that was more, it was crossover.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first one that pops in my brain was one of the first Hardens, but that was like really important to him. It was like, I want to see it. You wear it off court, but they say that and ends up not actually being true in real life. It seems like it's just all performance. So, I mean, how many of the shoes in the last 10 years have actually you can pull off wearing to the mall or?
Oh yeah,
Right.
I agree.
Not many of them.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We're gonna go back to the.
Oh, I'm freezing up a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna go back. You with me? You there? Uh-oh. We're losing Hayes a little bit. We're going to go back to our opening slide. Talk about some Anthony Edwards ones. Yep. Oh, you're super delayed now.
Crap. Is it back?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
you
back.
good? Okay.
Yep.
Anthony Edwards ones from Adidas. We've got like a web or a honeycomb going on here. What do you think, Hayes?
It's exactly like what we just talked about. I'm sure they're going to be great basketball shoes, but there's no way in heck anybody's ever going to wear these to hang out in.
Yeah. They got major Harden vibes from last year.
But don't all Adidas at this point have the same vibe? All of them.
Yeah, because
Trey
they're all
Young,
Jerry Lorenzo, right? I mean, most.
Well, are they?
I think he's the basketball guy now.
The
I think
Donovan
he has influence on
Mitchell.
those. Donovan Mitchell is out there. He's got his look like Under Armour. I'm just gonna be honest. But yes, I agree that everybody else, the Damian Lillards, I mean, they've got a pretty good crop of athletes going on now. But I think this is a pretty good shoe on court.
I'm sure this is
I
a
would
dope
actually
on-court
maybe
shoe.
wear this on court.
Yeah, I'm sure
That
it's a
third
dope
one in the back.
I'm sure it's great on court, and that's it. Good job. You did right.
What do
but
you think?
You're not going to wear these to hang out in. Even the hardest core Anthony Edwards fan isn't going to be like, oh,
right.
Wear these to the club.
What do you think about the 38 lows that we see in the picture here?
I love them. Man, as time has gone on, the 38s are going to stand out amongst, the last. This is the most solid Jordan that I've wanted to buy in a while.
Off court for sure. On court, the tongue is huge on that thing.
It looks like it's large.
I don't think of my ankle could. It's like a high top. They kept the same level tongue as the high tops, and they literally just cut the ankle off.
I'm loving the 38. Like, no crap.
I think it's good. I would actually wear it for performance.
Game action, right?
Right. Okay. I don't think so. No. And the last one from the cover, Mischief and Reebok doing a collab. You sent this in, so you can go on your monologue.
I couldn't not send it in. Can you blow it up at all?
No, that's all I've got.
All right, you got like a dozen Reebok pump pockets on this shoe.
Do you think they all pump in that area?
I probably shouldn't, right? It can't. That'd be Mischief. I mean, they're known for the big boot and all the other crap that they do. And look, we're not their customer anyway, so screw our opinion. This isn't even a good color. Like, it's not even a good color, much less the fact that you got 18 pump balls.
So
18 testicles.
Obviously, everybody who's ever listened to this podcast knew what we were going to say about this shoe. But my question is, what what does Reebok see in mischief to be like, they've got our target market, let's go after that?
Because they're desperate,
But there's
right?
Reebok can make a CrossFit shoe that sells more than this, right?
I think they
Like,
just
who
need
is
and want the
buying this?
attention. They need something. And so when desperate times call for desperate measures, you'll do anything,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I guess so.
Reebok can't afford not to take a risk because they're not relevant,
Yeah,
right?
they need to just like get Ronnie to do like a Reebok Club C or something.
They're
That'd be
trying
pretty
at least. At
dope.
least they're not just
They're
rolling
trying. Yeah,
over.
I agree. All right, well, let's get off the cover. Just some other news. Sneakers app Jordan Reserve. I think
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. We've got the Fire Red 4s. Is this University Blue ones? I don't know what these are called.
UNC toe is what's called.
UNC toe. Okay. Palomino ones, and I don't know what this is.
Whatever they're called. Cool
whatever
gray.
this 4 is. Yeah, looks like a cool gray mixed with a pure money 4. So,
I mean, there's none of these that I absolutely love. I think
Yeah.
you'll be surprised to know the cool gray is the one that I would probably personally buy and wear over any of the rest of them.
yeah, every time I see these Fire Red 4s, or Red Cement, sorry, not Fire Red 4s, Red Cement 4s, every time, even looking at them now, knowing these are official pictures, it looks fake. It doesn't look like, it looks like it's photoshopped. I don't know if my brain just is telling me like the red shouldn't be there or what, but yeah, I'm not a fan of these. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go for any of them.
Yeah, I'm not either. It's well documented my thoughts on brown mixed with black, and I'm an old fuddy duddy.
Well,
I want to love them so bad, but I just don't.
it's also been well documented about your love for wallabies,
That's
right?
fair.
You're a big wallaby fan. What
Big
do you
wallaby
think of these wallabies?
Did I send this to you?
I don't think
I
so.
thought I did. Love them just because I
Maybe.
love wallabies. And BBC, I don't know if I could pull any of these off, even though I'd love to. The one I'm most likely to be able to pull off would be the one on the right. The green. That's probably the one I could pull off.
Yeah, that's the most subtle.
But I love wallabies. Wallabies was the first shoe I ever bought, the exact same shoe right after I wore out one, and I bought the exact same shoe after that. Maybe 2 or 3 times. It was always a work shoe at that point before I could wear sneakers.
Ah, okay. I gotcha. Well, super comfortable, right? I think I had
Love
a pair
'em.
when I was like in middle school. I probably haven't had some since.
Love them. They last a long time. They're super comfortable.
Well,
Pull off
I
with
gave
anything.
the other guys this question last week because we had it on. Do you know what the bottom, the sole is called of a wallaby? Like that, the texture?
Gum something?
It's called crepe or
Crepe.
crepe. Crepe. I'm sorry. I think I
Crepe.
pronounced it wrong. Crepe.
Crepe.
And that's why the hemp shoes that we have, the Air Max 1, is crepe.
Crepe.
Is because of that bottom that's on it.
Okay, I did not know that.
I didn't either. And
It's a
and I
wallaby
heard that
bottom. Yeah,
the other day,
that makes sense.
and I was like, I put 2 and 2 together. So yeah, I think I learned that from Ronnie himself, actually, on a podcast. Yeah, who would have thought?
I had no idea.
Yeah, it blew my mind. It was like just the light bulb went off. All right, that's all I've got. But in terms of sneakers, that's all I've got. This seems to be a pretty well-timed episode, actually. I think now I wanted to reintroduce a segment, but I want to preface it by I don't want you to get political.
Okay.
But I want to go back, and I don't have the drop for it. But Hit us with the things Hayes hates.
I don't get political all the time.
I know. I just wanted to preface it.
Things Hayes hates. What have I hated this week? I hate meetings. I had a. This
That's a
is
good
my day of the month where it's about 4 hours of meetings, and when you're a person that is, I mean, more or less 100% commission, when it's that much out of your day, it's a tough day to be. It's tough. It's a really hard. It's a really difficult day. And then I get frustrated and I find myself acting like a child in these meetings. And I have the attention span of a 4 or 5-year-old. And it's just not good. I hate meetings. I hate anything that can be solved with an email and there has to be time involved. That's something I hate.
Okay.
What else do I hate? Recently, I'm gonna think of things that I hate.
I'll have one while you're going. This has been in the dock for how I don't know what the incident was in particular. But people wearing inappropriate footwear. So I'll expand a little bit. So I'm talking about when you go to Disney World, let's say. If you're going to Disney World, pack appropriately. Please don't wear flip-flops. That goes for pretty much anything. There's, I don't know, if you're going on a walk, you don't wear flip-flops. You don't wear Crocs. I guess this should be.
You don't play basketball in running shoes.
Yeah.
You don't play baseball in golf cleats. I've done that.
Yeah, that's a bad one. Yeah, it's more around the it's more around the house shoe flip flop thing. I just you don't wear heels to a football game. I don't think you should unless you're in the suite, and then it's acceptable because you're kind of highbrow. So do what got you there. But I think I would actually expand this to inappropriate clothing in general. I am very sick and tired of seeing kids outside the house or at church in pajamas. It is very frustrating. I don't think that's something that COVID should have brought us. I think COVID brought us a lot of good things. Masks are the best thing. Just kidding. I just wanted to see what your reaction was.
I'm not hating if you have a reason to wear a mask. I'm not hating.
No, I agree. I agree.
Hater.
If you're sick, go ahead and slap on that mask. But leave your pajamas at home. Pajamas should not there's pajamas all over schools and church and come on, man. That's your pajamas. I don't walk around in my boxers all day at church. I do when I'm at home, but that's because that's where I'm supposed to. So, anyways, I didn't get as heated as I thought I would, but anyways, you got anything else, or you want to wrap it up on that one?
I'm trying to think of any. I've been trying to wrap my mind around a couple things. Usually, recently, I feel like it's all going back to parenting. Like, don't treat your kids like they're friends. I hate it when I see parents that treat their kids like friends. Until your kid. I'm close with one kid to being a friend. I'm close. But all the rest of them, we're not there yet. And so you shouldn't be friends with your kids. And that's why kids want boundaries and kids want to know that someone cares about them. And to do that, you can't be their homie. It's not time to do that. That happens when they're an adult. Then you can be their friend. Yeah. And their counselor, right? It's like a consultant. It's not I don't know. I feel like I've seen several instances lately of people trying to be too buddy with their kids and like get off all their kids' butts and not discipline their children. Like, bro, that's how this country got to where we are right now. Is that there's a lot of dads that are absent, and there's a really lack of self control and discipline and accountability, and so that bothers me.
Yeah. And it's not dads that aren't necessarily in the picture.
No,
It's dads that are in the picture
100%,
and
100%,
aren't doing anything.
100%.
Yeah, no,
Which is why, like the dude buying the pandas, like I'm all for that. Be involved in your kids.
100%. Yeah, you can be a superhero for your kid and still teach them how to be a good person.
Yeah,
and teach them how to be an adult or be successful.
okay. I hate that.
All right. Another one I wanted to throw at you. We got 9 minutes left. Do you have any irrational fears? I'll go first then. Hair. Long, loose hair, namely like in a shower, disgusts me. Like I have thrown up multiple times because of that. Cleaning out a drain, that's when I usually throw up. But yeah, the irrational fear of hair. And I know it's not going to kill me or anything. It's just disgusting. So.
Most of my fears are irrational.
Yeah.
I used to be really afraid of spiders. So if you don't know, like I'll self promotion, like this is a spider bite, is what this is right here. That's what happens when you get bit by a brown recluse. So I used to be really afraid of spiders, and then no bull crap. This is a true story. One of my friends used to be a hypnotist, and he was like, "Hey, I've helped people stop smoking and lose weight and all this other stuff by hypnotizing me." I was like, "This is bull crap." And he was like, "Well, let me just try it." And dude, I did it, and I was like, "Okay, fine." And I hadn't been scared of spiders since. And I've seen brown recluses on a regular basis and killed them, and I don't freak out unless they get on me. I don't like spiders on me, but it's not that like, oh, I see a spider and I want to throw up feeling. There's a long time I felt that way. True story.
Wow.
Most of my irrational fear is related to getting hit by a car and leaving my wife having to raise 5 kids. Like that's usually my irrational part is like something happens to me and then she's by herself.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like the boogeyman or something like that. Was that irrational?
I don't know. I have that fear. I think that's I think we had a table topic tonight for dinner that was what are your biggest fears or whatever. And that was that was mine.
Okay. I've got that too. Yeah. I think if you're doing the right thing in life, it's probably should be every man's.
It's fair. All right. Any top 5s?
Top 5. Man, nothing that's funny or anything that's off the top of my head.
All right. Let's see. Did I have something from an old podcast? Let's see what's up here.
I posted the last couple. Maybe it was yesterday. I posted a picture of I got whatever updated that I never would get on Facebook, and I got on Facebook because I was looking up something else, and it sent me a memory, and it was me, and I was on this island that we jumped off cliffs in Percy Priest Lake, and I was in my flight posits because that's what I was jumping off cliffs in. Like those were my lake shoes. So maybe like top 5 shoes that you've used as grass cutting shoes or not whatever you want to call it, not flex.
I don't think I have any of those type of shoes.
Dude,
most of my lawn mowing
so
shoes,
many ones.
I got them for free working at Nike, and I just kept on using them.
Those flight posits, I didn't look them up on StockX, but I was like, I can't believe I was jumping off cliffs in the lake in those shoes. There's another one. There's two others that come to my mind. The question ones, the very first Iverson. It
Yeah.
was I had a gray, and it was like the mid was gray, and then the toe box was red. Those were grass cutting shoes. I had another one which was the Pippins before he got his own line. I can't remember what they were called. Penny Hardaway wore them a little bit. They've showed up on my Instagram several times lately. Those were grass cutting shoes. Man, I've butchered a lot of like classics.
I did have a sneaker regret that I came upon recently, and it might have hit its peak before this weekend. A guy from Nike messaged me. He said, "Hey, are these the shoes that you have?" And I was like, "No, I don't have them anymore. I probably sold them a long time ago for way cheaper. They're the Deion Sanders, the Oregon version."
Oh, he's blowing up. That's right.
I know. He's back with Nike. They just played Oregon, obviously got blown out. But yeah, the Oregon Deion's Diamond Turfs. Man, I think I let those go for $80 or $100. They were worn, but still not like maybe 5 times. Where am I going to wear some Oregon shoes? So yeah, I let go of those way too early.
How much are they now?
I didn't check. They probably, if I had to just pure guess, StockX, they'd be 200. Not a huge
Deion. I've
I'm
always
Deion
been
fan.
even before any of this. That's why
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting that where have y'all been? Like, Deion's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Deion, Bo Jackson, Ken Griffey Jr., Michael Jordan, like all these guys are synonymous with my childhood, and like I never stopped liking Deion. Like, why? Yeah, it's interesting.
Let's see if I can find those sneakers. What's your favorite
my dad.
Deion?
Real quick, my dad has I remember this very vividly. So let me guess the year. It's 94. I have an uncle who lived in Atlanta. We go to visit him in Atlanta, and there's this shoe it's a warehouse. It would be like a Sports Seasons here, but they're going out of business, and so we went to their warehouse, and all their stuff was like drastically cut, like pennies on the dollar. And so we got, I remember the shoe because I played basketball in it forever. And it was a black Nike Huarache. You know which ones I'm talking about. The purple ones were the really popular ones that had the sock in it.
Yeah.
I had the all black. I got those there. I got a Colorado Buffaloes starter jacket there. I got a Miami Heat logo athletic like windbreaker there. My dad still has all those besides the shoes.
Wow.
But it was a Colorado Buffaloes starter jacket that I wore for years because I got it for $12 at this whatever that was going out of business in Atlanta.
That's crazy.
Maybe
I cannot even
convince my dad
find
to
these
sell
on
it.
StockX.
They're $500, buddy. You screwed up.
I can't find them anywhere. I'll show you the model that I had.
You big dummy. I know him.
Yeah, it's
I
the
wasn't
Diamond
a big.
Turf.
I mean, I think the most noticeable Deion is the one that's got the flame looking stuff that comes up over the.
Yeah, that is the most. That's the one.
That's the OG. Like that's the
Yeah.
really well known one.
So I had.
I mean,
that
I never
in the
had any of
Oregon
his shoes.
colorway.
At that time when those came out, was that 92 or 3?
I don't know. They came
I
out
was
a
a
few
basketball
times.
guy, so I was wearing Air Raids and other Nike silhouettes. I wasn't wearing I was wearing basketball shoes. I wasn't wearing Deion's.
Yeah. Man, I can't believe I can't find those anywhere. Anyways, back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the episode. We're just going to skip top 5. We're at an hour right now, but New Balance 550s, red and white colorway. The Taylor Swift
Blowing
effect.
up. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift wears the and it ruins it. So now, if you're a sneaker person, 550s, that's great for New Balance for making a lot of money. And I hate to tell you, the effect that's going to have on sneakerheads is not going to be good. I mean, you just hit a catch-22. It's like you pick up a ton of sales because Swifties or whatever, and then you just lost a humongous section of your fan base. Not fan base, but
Yeah,
maybe
but
it is fan base.
the prices on that particular pair have not gone crazy.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about it from a price standpoint. I'm talking about it because sneaker guys are going to be like, I'm not going to wear the 550 now because all these middle school girls are wearing it.
Yeah,
like that's where it's good for right this minute, but I feel like the effects of that on the actual model of shoe for sneakers, it's a bad one. It's a bad look.
those New Balances you can get for cheaper than the Lightning McQueen Crocs.
It's a shame.
Yeah. All right. Well, interesting pod. That was a great pod. We had a lot of news. We haven't had news like this for
that was a good one.
4 months, feels like.
Yeah.
So
What happened?
Shout out to Slim and
What
Huskies.
happened? Yeah, come on the podcast. Free shout out. Heck, if you come on here, I'll get one of your pizzas and I'll eat it live. Yeah, we'll do a live podcast at Slim and Huskies. Oh, that's
That'd be
it.
pretty dope. We are Nashville's. Are we Nashville's? We're definitely Nashville's best sneaker podcast. Yeah. But are we the only?
I don't know. I think it's safe to say we're Nashville's best podcast by far.
Nashville's best. Yeah.
In this one, you got just
look
about
at our
everything.
Studios. You've got plywood back there.
I've got bugs flying over me this whole episode. I've been chewing them.
I've got children's artwork on this side. I've got a treadmill right behind me. A little gap in the closet doors. Got a flying saucer back there. I see that.
Yeah, I do have a flying saucer back there. Here's my humidor. There's a humidor right here.
Yeah, nice.
A dead buck.
A dead buck. I saw 7 deer this morning.
Jesus paraphernalia, a North Carolina totem pole.
That used to be on your desk at work, right?
Yep. My creepy great grandfather's portrait.
Oh, that moved, didn't it?
Yep, moved.
It used to be on the other side of this.
Some camping gear. And then a bunch of
live looking at the studios of Nashville's best podcast.
And then my open garage.
Oh, that's why you got so many bugs, buddy.
Yeah. Well, the boat was being worked on during most of the podcast. You didn't know that. What
boat? Did you bought a boat?
My dad had a boat from my childhood. I mean, this is a 19. You see this boat? You can see it barely.
I cannot see.
That
it.
is
Is it outside?
Yeah.
The boat outside? Oh, okay.
That boat.
Yeah.
It's a pontoon boat. Well, we're working on it. It's worked. We took it out on this past weekend. And because I've wanted a boat and access to a boat for a long time, and we're fixing it.
That's awesome. All right. Well, we can talk about this off the pod. Thank you for listening to the Still Drippin' Happy Hour. This was episode 135.
You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us.
And we appreciate that.
We appreciate your patronism.
Yeah, sure. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Go to YouTube. Please subscribe on YouTube. Somehow we're still getting, with YouTube views and podcast views or downloads, we're still getting about 40 an episode. Maybe a little more. I don't know how.
I gotta say one
We're
last
over
thing.
5,000, and I don't know how.
So you may or may not know this, but every single time I sell something, I put a Still Dripping Happy Hour sticker in the bag. So I wonder how many people that have gotten a Still Dripping Happy Hour sticker tune in because of that. That'd be interesting.
Do you think they know it's a podcast?
It says Still Dripping Happy Hour podcast, right? On the
It
sticker.
says the
It's just
Still
the
Drippin'
logo.
Happy Hour, and then it says our Instagram name.
Yeah.
So maybe I guess is there a microphone on that logo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe they'll get the picture. That's pretty. I mean, good marketing right there.
Yeah.
Free marketing.
Very good marketing.
All right, and we're gonna get some merch.
right.
Actually, let me send you a merch idea that I had just recently.
All right.
Anyways, we love you all. We'll see you next week.
Love you. Follow the
Peace.
algorithm.